Just waiting for the other phone to catch up, guys. Hang on. You know I go through this every time I start a video. Okay, I think we've got it. Well, what a day. Started off this morning. Oh, wait a minute. I have to do my intro. My family gives me a tease if I don't do it. So, good morning, scrappers, scrapettes, planet lovers, recyclers, and everybody in between. Old friend Scrappy back with yet another scrap-tastic video. I'm getting cornier as I get older, I swear to God. So today, I did post a short just to show you what I was up to today. And, been a busy day, I'll tell you. I went out to Cable Management, which is in Meriden, Connecticut, and I sold a lot of my Cisco power supplies. I really did not want to do that. It was troubling me to have to do so. But the thing is, you know, when you live alone or you're doing e-scrap from your house, you know, you'll be over your head in e-scrap before you know it. So a couple things I decided to do, and I'll go ahead and share those with you. What I'm doing now, and I still have, probably someday I'll get a lot done. I'm going to snip the copper that I can get, and then I'm going to sell these as copper aluminum radiators. I'm going to get 20 cents a pound. That stinks, but again, got to get the stuff out of the house, and I'll take the good copper. I sold the power supplies from those Cisco's. Well, I didn't sell those. I take that back. Those are outside in a bin. I really would like to micro-scrap these to get at this. I don't know where else I'm going to have time to do so, but I did decide to put those off until Monday. So I did that. That was my big project for today. Also got out to the music store to drop off quite a few of my... Howdy, jigs. I did go out to drop off some of my instruments for repair, so I kind of rolled it all into one trip. It's a 45-minute drive, but the businesses are literally 5 minutes away from each other. So I call that a productive day. I also, on the way home, I stopped to pick up my e-scrap order. Now these are Cisco 3800 series, which means they're the series prior to those 3900s that we spent last week doing. You know, everybody says the older the golder. You're absolutely right. Welcome everybody who just joined. I'm sorry I don't always see your things go by. By the way, guys, if you have a question please leave it in the comments. I do read them, and if I can answer for you, I'll be glad to do so.
Unknown caller.
So I'm going to, this is not too hard to tear down. We did one of these similar units the other day. I wish I had kept the other board. This is the board that came out of one of these. The other boards we did from the 3900, whoever says the older the golder, you're absolutely right. Try to find the date on this. Usually it's on the chip. AMD 2001, copyright 2004. So this board is from around 2004. So look at the difference of the other board had nothing here. So I had to sell the other boards as a low-grade telecom board. This one I'm going to put in with high-grade telecom. Let me show you why. Number one, there's more chips here. There's another good chip under here. I'm going to try and get that off. If it comes off easily, great. If not, don't force it, because you don't want to take the chip off and then you do devalue the board. Broadcom. So these are not removable. These are AMD chips. Look at the gold on the back of that board. Holy smokies. So that part of the board, it's a much better quality of board because this is all chipped. There's an extra chip here. These are full of gold pins. This is where your slot cards would go in. And they're very high in gold. And that is a criteria in grading telecom boards. The ones I sold last week that were kind of all blank in through here, same darn unit, just 2 years older. I wound up putting them in as telecom low because there was nothing here. But this is different. This chip, gold flashing, chip, copper flashing, chip. I'm going to leave the flash drive, and these are full of gold. This is a very good board for my buyer. That's heavy as, guys. That board weighs at least 3 pounds. And telecom boards, I think, are at $7 and change. So this can go as a telecom high all day without any problem. Do not depopulate. But boy, this is a great board. I probably will send this to Board Sort. I will make a couple of these available in my eBay store if anybody wants to buy them for... Yeah, I think I corrected that. I can't see it. Morphers, maybe. There is gold. Here, let me see if I bring it up a little closer. There's visible gold right here. You're right. This is copper flashing. I think I corrected myself. If I didn't, this is copper flashing. Oh, but look at all. There's just a lot of gold recovery on this board. All right. These chips are going to be good. Gold banded BGAs. So yeah, this is going to be a good board. As I said, I'll try to make a couple of these available in my eBay store. Connecticut Band Instruments. If you, if you'd like to purchase a couple for your your e-scrapping pleasure. Excuse me for just 1 second, guys. I want to turn the heat down. It's kind of muggy in here. Yeah, so I went out and I sold my laptops at 80 cents a pound. I was not thrilled with the price, but again, I have to raise some cash. Hi, Do Right. How are you? Thank you for the gift. You're very kind. Yeah, I usually don't go on Friday afternoons like this, but tomorrow, my family thinks I've lost my mind, and I think they're right. Tomorrow I am going to New York. It's maybe a 75-mile drive or so, and I'm going to pick up a pallet of servers. They have not been depopulated. They've been decommissioned, and the guy's got them in his garage, and he's sick of looking at them. And I said, I'd love to look at them. So that will stock me up again. Hopefully Sunday I'll be able to do a live in the morning for you, like as I usually do. Although it is Palm Sunday, and I should get myself to church. We'll see. But I've got to deal with that Sunday. Right now, it is snowing in our neighboring state of Rhode Island. It was sleeting this morning when I got out. And, I don't know. Big Red can handle the bad weather, but Scrappy D really can't. So, yeah, we got a lot going on. On Monday, they're waiting for the payment to clear. I've already purchased them. I purchased 50 Sun microsystem servers. They work. If you have Linux, they do run, and I will put a couple up for sale. I did one the other day, just to give you a comparison of what they're going to be. 2 or 3 days ago, I think I did it. Man. RAM, gold, scrapper's paradise. And again, this guy runs an IT company. He takes out old equipment. He tries to resell stuff. If it doesn't sit, he's in the same boat I am. He only has so much room, so he's really good. Do I sell used MacBooks? I don't have any right now, Big Papa. Yeah, I don't have any right now. I didn't have any when I just went in. Sorry about that. But yeah. Let me see what else is going on. Not much. I guess that's it. But it's been a busy day, and I did want to take these apart, and I did want to pop on and say howdy doody, because I haven't seen you in a couple of years. How did you go about finding this guy? Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace, guys, really good place to find e-scrap. I'm lucky because this particular guy he's nearby. I've also made myself available to help him move equipment when he's pulling stuff, although he's got big trucks everywhere. But sometimes if he has stuff that he's not even going to bother inventorying in, he'll call me and say, hey, come and get it, and it's yours. Guys, let me tell you, I've been doing this for 5 years, and this is the first year I've actually found anybody who would do that for me. Hello, Patrick. How are things in the Emerald Isle? I hope they're well. I hope you're doing well with that big e-scrap thing you had going on. Heidi and Highwell. Yeah. Some communities, like if you watch like Packer Scrapper and the other guy, what the heck his name is, Nacho Stuff, and some of these other guys, some communities do bulk pickup. People just throw their computers right out on the curb. Great for us as scrappers, but I would never throw my information out there. And that's another thing I advertise to people. I tell them, watch my YouTube videos. I will destroy the hard drives. Your information is safe with me. That is important to a lot of my clients. I do not carry an R2 recycler's license, but I do sell hard drives to people who do. And I can get it verified that those have been destruction. I don't resell hard drives, guys. You'll never see me do it. Unless I know it's brand new or I have wiped it myself. But no, that's just something I just don't do. I take the boards, I sell the board sort, but they're going to shred them. And then the caddies will sell as well. Let me show you one other thing here. Oh. So, as I said, these are about, if you look back, I don't know, 3 or 4 videos where I scrapped out Cisco 3900 series, you'll see the difference. This one, as I said, is a bit older. So in this, I'll get a motherboard. I have 5 of the same, so I should get 5 of these motherboards. I love these motherboards. You get I think they call this a module. Sometimes these will have 2, 3. I've even gotten 4. Sometimes I've gotten nothing. But for $5 a computer, I'm not going to complain. Look at that. Look at that gold. I am going to put this in with high-grade telecom, by the way. I meant to tell you that before. If it did not have this, I would throw it in with peripheral high. But because it has this, and they are full of gold, they are. I looked. I'm going to put them in a separate box, but I'm going to ask BoardSort to take these as a telecom high along with the others. All right. Ooh, yay, yay, hurrah! Last one had none. This one had 2. Property of Chase Payment Tech. Wow. So the buyer I got these from, he does wipe them. These are wiped already. He did do those. I've forgotten what these are called. I'm having a bit of a brain hiccup. I think they're network cards. These, I'll clean up the brackets. These will go with my peripheral high-grade boards. Peripheral high-grade boards, anything that isn't a motherboard. Simple as that. But, I gotta make the distinction between peripheral high, peripheral low, this, that, and the other thing. If there's one area I still struggle with, it's peripheral boards. And I think the reason, I don't think it's because I don't know what I'm doing, I think it's because the buyers change their standards as the boards get better and or worse. So I'm going to take the bracket off. There is no gold on this. Some people make an argument for telecom. I sold these as telecom last time and I got no. They have to go in as peripheral high. And I said, okay, no worries. Now what I do is, I have probably 30 or 40 of these. I will put all the same boards in a box. I'll send the box just like that. it makes it a lot easier for board sort to count it. And if I've made a mistake, it's all going to be in one box and a quick correction. Doing better though. I haven't, my past 7 or 8 orders have not come back with any problem. Beautiful board. Flat packs. There's no gold fingers under here, otherwise I could go gold finger card, but there's not even any visible gold here. So for me, this will be a peripheral high grade board. It's a Cisco board. There's another one. This is a nice one. These are tantalum capacitors. Those are very good for precious metal recovery. These are IC chips, and that is a gold band crystal oscillator. Again, I don't depopulate the boards. Board sort pays very well, and I don't want them to be mad at me. I like them. All right, so this is the back of the machine, believe it or not. I can tell because the rack gears are here, and this is where you slide things in and out, and there's a power supply. These things, I will not do this in the house because these fan motors are back here, along with 2 power supplies like this, and that's what you'll get from back here. I don't want to take those out in the house because they're disgusting. I can't work outside right now because it's cold and wet and rainy, and I can't bring them downstairs because they're too bloomin' heavy. So here I am at my kitchen table e-scrapping. I swore I wasn't going to do that anymore, but it's okay. It's okay. Yes, you're absolutely right. SSD are safe to sell. It only takes 1 or 2 rewrites to get rid of data permanently. You're 100% right. It's just like anything else. I don't have time. I suppose if I'll amend that. The one time I've sold hard drives, they came out of security surveillance equipment, and they were very expensive. Those I did wipe and sell. But, I mean, I don't know the history of this computer, and I've seen some repair videos that have really scared the bejabbers out of me as to how much, boo, no module, boo, no module, boo, no module, you ratting pinky thing. Wah. Like I said, sometimes there's 1, sometimes there's 2, sometimes there aren't any. So I hope everybody's getting ready for a vacation week. A lot of the schools here in my state will be closed this week, which is another reason I'm really dreading going to New York tomorrow. But I'm going to go early. So I didn't get any modules out of this one. Boo, hiss. Alright, I've unscrewed everything in the front here. I'll do another one, and what I'll do is I'll turn it around so you can see that side, okay? So you'll see that, alright? Yes, I agree. Hard drive is almost impossible to get data off permanently. You really want to scare yourself? Look up data recovery from a damaged hard drive. Watch them put it into a machine and watch them get every file off of that thing. That's why I only sell them to certified recyclers. And it's scary. It's scary as. Why would you leave a computer at the side of the road for anybody to come pick up? Insane. I'd rather just not be responsible for that. I don't need to. I'd rather just I'd rather sell the boards to board sort and sell the boxes to the company that I went to this morning. The hard drives with no boards. Again, that's my comfort level. Alright, well, even between the 2 boards, as I said, the ones we did last week were from 3900s, and there was nothing here. I had to sell those as telecom low because there was nothing here. This is, I'm not really sure what it's called. It's some kind of insulated copper tape. I have it in a bucket by itself. They usually take it in with my low-grade computer wire. It's not copper. It's not a copper. But, if I get a chance, I'll get that off. and nice chunky RAM. This is gold fingered RAM, guys. It's selling for unbelievable prices right now. Gold went up again today. I've got some for sale. I'm also stockpiling quite a bit of it. Out of the Sun Microsystems, I got this. I will have 60 of these by the time I'm done scrapping those over the weekend. I'll have 60 pieces of copper just like that. It weighs 0.08 ounces. Again, I know copper went down, but I'm saving that. Copper's so pretty. You know, I'm saving things I can save without losing all my living space. All right, back to business, back to business, back to business, Scrappy D. Yeah, it was really... It's like a tiny city. When are they done with the machine? When the technology gets old. Like, right now, you know, I mean, nothing lasts forever, so to speak. These will run on Linux, by the way, and so will the Sun Microsofts that I'm selling. I hate Linux. I hate Linux even more than I hated Windows Vista. I think the answer to that question is not because the machine itself quits. I mean, these actually are tested and they actually do run, but the technology is outdated. And sorry about the phone calls, guys. They come in. It's guaranteed, even though my music store is closed on Friday, I guarantee somebody wants to come return an instrument. And so the other phone that I use for work rings constantly. I'll call them after the live is over, though. I will definitely get back to them. Where was I? Lost my train of thought. Train left. Oh, outdated technology. They're slow. These processors are slow. This is a 2001 AMD chip. So, you know, I'm a company. I need fast internet. I'm going to go after something that's got a NVIDIA chip in it or a Ryzen chip in it. You know, I'm not going to go... And I think that's what it is. I think they decommission it when they upgrade. I think they decommission it when it can't be updated anymore. And that's what I was saying. Microsoft is about to... Microsoft is about to really stick it to the consumer yet again. Sorry, that's how I feel about it. You know, here we are, borderline recession, and they're going to no longer support Windows. So that means everybody who's got a computer that's running Windows 10, which is not that old, is going to be what they call SOL, stuck out of luck. What's going to happen is it's going to force a lot of companies to update and buy all new equipment. So if you are an e-scrapper and you can prove to your customer that you are going to dispose of their product by having a TikTok or a YouTube channel, you can prove that, right? There's going to be a bucket load of e-scrap to be had, mostly PCs. If you look at my video on the Dell small form computers and the Octoplexes, those are what you're going to see. You'll get a board and you'll get a chip and maybe a little bit of RAM. You know. Yeah, also it's in October. But you know what? The school districts are going to have to do it over the summer, right? Now, I'm an Apple. I have Apple computers. I'm an Apple. I guess I could be a lemon sometimes too, huh? Not too often. I don't want to be a lemon. Alright, so you got to get the plastic rubbish off. These don't really take too long to scrap, guys. These are pretty easy. Not like that beastie thing I had the other night. Oh my god, the thing was like I had to finish it off camera. The thing had more screws than a hardware store. I should be wearing gloves. And you know what? I have them. I really don't feel like cutting my hand again. But this board is not too hard to get out, so if I go scrap something else, I will go get gloves. I ordered 4 pairs of extra large gloves to get over my fat fingers. It's just, you know what it is. It's not that the gloves are really small. It's that they're made overseas. The sizing is completely different than here in the States, you know. Anybody offhand know what the price of gold went up to today? Yeah, you're right. I agree with you. And I'm sorry, I can't see what the name of it is. Hello, Gilmore. 2.9, guys. Jeez, I've only just been on a couple of minutes and I'm already at 2.9. Wow. Gonna have to find some more stuff to scrap for you, huh? Why, never mind that. I want to tell you, you know, I think Sundays Live, which I usually do very early in the morning because both Shark Scrapper and Scrappin' Irish are on in the afternoon, and I do like to support their live, and I like to watch what they're doing. So I usually go on early Sunday morning, usually 8 o'clock my time, which is Eastern Standard Time here in the States. Stowaway screw. Holy crap. Wow. And this is, I said this to the yard that I no longer do business with some years ago. Long story made short, somebody says, how did you get into this? Well, I need something I could do from home so I could stay home and take care of my mom. Nothing more, nothing less. How I got into computer scrapping, I'll never know. But, you know, I started watching videos, and I had access to a lot of computers. I used to have a sound lab in my music studio, and we had a recording server, which of course became outdated. I had bought it used, and we really couldn't update it anymore. I took it apart, I sold the components, and that was it. I was hooked. It worked out really well. It was something I was able to do to earn a little extra money while I was home taking care of my mom. And I had to do something to keep the music school open, so I just started scrapping computers and selling the parts. I've been on eBay since eBay opened as a band instrument reseller. By the way, guys, make sure you get the batteries off, okay? I'm selling this too. I'm selling this for scrap. I'm not selling it as a working board. So, you know, I have 1 or 2 whole units that I do keep for sale in case somebody wants to replace something. Fix what? Okay. Yeah, so that's how I get into all that. Just gotta make sure I got all the screws out. You'll need to nip this little fella right here. Boom. Make sure I got all the screws out. I should be able to easily get this off the metal plate. And be careful, that's where they're sharp. Sometimes you have to unscrew the faceplate too on this other side. Sometimes. Yeah, I don't see any reason why this little darling shouldn't come on out of here except to embarrass me. Ay, ay, ay. Well, this is the first Easter that I don't have to cook. It's very strange. We used to, of course, get together for all the holidays at the kids' grandmother's house, and you know, now they've all got families. They're all married and so on and so forth. I hope I'm sure somebody will invite me to come. But they always do. Okay. Why don't you want to come out of here? Check the back. Well, I'm not going to try to pull this off without gloves because the other day I cut my finger right across there on my YouTube channel. So, and I don't have to worry about getting it apart right away because for those of you who just joined, here's the board. This is what's under here. You got to be really careful when you take this piece of aluminum off. Don't force it. Sorry, make that the other way around. There's a nice chip under there. This looks a lot nicer to your buyer too, if you can get the aluminum off. If you can, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. A little bit of heat usually helps, but it's all on the wrist. But yeah, I mean, that's a nice looking chip for the buyer. So what do we got? We got an AMD chip. We got an AMD chip from 2001. We've got 2 Cisco gold-edged, gold-cornered BGAs. And I don't know what the company is here. It's M, so it could be Microsoft. Don't know. Not sure. We'll go ahead and say I'm not sure. And this is a Cisco board. Again, I can go telecom high on this because these are full of gold and there's a lot here. There wasn't on the 3900. This was completely depopulated. There was nothing there. I had to sell those telecom low. Alright. And again, so here's the gold for the gold refiners. Copper flashing. More gold over here. Beautiful backplane board inside too, by the way, but the case is outside, and I'll do that outside. You got some gold flash in here. And I'll fight with this after when I can get my hands on the gloves. I'm not going to fight with it and cut myself again. All right. So that, my friends, is that. If I can get this is a big if I can get this apart without a big fuss, I'll show you what's in the power supply. Good afternoon, Master of One. How far art thou? I like to show you what's in here. Now this is the power supply that came out of this. Again, you know, if I can get these off, I will. I hate like heck to just sell this as a power supply with no wires, which is what I'll get for it. But, you know, I've got 40s. I've got 40 of the other ones outside. And I'll have 10 more when I do these. You know, I got a nice bucket of copper from, working on a Jeep. My 2013 Jeep my 2003 Jeep, had 300,000 miles on it before it started. It had some kind of an electrical short, so it kept stalling out. And I got another Jeep. I got a 2016 Cherokee Sport, and then I became a scrapper. Now I got a big red pickup truck. I love Jeeps. Come on, don't be giving little Scrappy D a hard time here. I want to show these folks what's inside. You know, it's up to you how far you want to microscope this stuff. Again, my biggest problem is I don't want pounds and pounds and tons of tons. I've already got more of a mess in the yard than I want to have because the weather's been cold. Hello, Todd Olson. Short and stalling, huh? Yeah, Master One. Well, what happened to me was there was a snowstorm and I didn't see the center island, and I went to go make a right turn down a street that I don't usually go on. I ran over this rock garden because it was under snow and I didn't see it. I went airborne, and I must have jolted something loose in the electrical system. It was fun. I didn't know that Jeeps could fly. But I knocked something loose in the electrical system, and we never were able to really find what it was. So I gave it to my nephew to see if he could fix it. And he wasn't able to fix it either, but he sold it to a guy, which I told him he could do. I said, fix it or sell it. I don't care. I'm going to get $800 for it. I'd rather give it to you. And he was into four-wheeling and the whole 9 yards. But he wasn't able to fix it either, and he's pretty handy with cars. So he wound up selling it to a buddy of his who fixed the electrical problem and proceeds to drive the thing by my nephew's house just about every day. That was a good car. So you saw a lot of them on the road. Were they Grand Cherokee Laredos? I think they were. They were like a blue color. They were really pretty. Saw a lot of them on the road. I think really they were one of the first family SUVs. I really do think so. That and Caravan. Hello, Nemesis Elite. Thank you, everybody, for the likes. Thank you for the gifts. I appreciate that. I think maybe someday we might hit our 1,000 subscribers. And I've been doing this, what, maybe a month, maybe a little bit longer. I started YouTube in the end of January, and my younger generation family convinced me that TikTok was the way to go. And I was like, I don't want to do TikTok. And it has been amazing. It's really fun talking to people who are in your peer group, in your interest group. I've learned so much from you guys, too. Tons of stuff. Hello, user that I can't see. Hello, Beatbox Bandit. So my next little venture is going to be, I'll keep the scrapping, I'll keep the scrap channel up, but I'm going to try and do something with some music lessons. I think I'll do a subscription service, and I'll do music lessons, like for example, I would do the Stratford School District. I would take their method book, and I would go through it from beginning to end, demonstrating and teaching. I'm a music teacher, by the way. I have a music school. And invite, so the kids could play along and keep up over the summer. And it wouldn't cost them too much. Basically, I would be taping their practice sessions, and they can subscribe to do that. So I'm thinking about doing something like that. I see a lot of opportunity. Because I'll tell you, traditional music education just doesn't do it anymore. It doesn't work. Gotta think outside the box. Alright. E-scrap is sharp, guys. It will cut you. You will get hurt. Trust me. Stuff is really sharp. That's why I pack my own e-scrap, because even though I told the guy at UPS, you got to wear gloves and you got to do this, he got cut. He's gotten cut 2 or 3 times doing it. I'm like, well, wear gloves. I even showed him how to pack it, but he keeps cutting himself and keeps itchy being about it. So yeah, I just pack it myself. It's all good. Wow. It seems I have a team going here. This is awesome. Hello, Kevin. Let's see if I can get this guy out of here. And actually, this is how I cut myself. Right on an edge, just like that. I didn't even cut myself on the damn board. I cut myself on that. Alright. Gotta get these screws all the way out. And again, I'm not going to fight with this. If I get it out, I get it out. If I don't, I don't. I did want to show you. Now, there are thousands of opinions as to scrap or not to scrap power supplies. Even from maker to maker, they vary a lot. I mean, for me, I'm probably going to just sell it as is as a power supply with no wires. I'll try and get that aluminum. I'll try to get that, and I'll try to get that. That's nice aluminum. This is a lacquered copper. You got to hit it with a file to make sure it's copper and not aluminum. There's not a heck of a lot there. This is not worth the time, in my opinion, to go after, except for this. And these, you don't even have to take the board apart to go after. You can just get flush pliers, and you can pull. Or you can get this out of here and you can cut them if you want to do it another day. But it smells terrible, guys. It's disgusting. And you don't want to get sick from cutting boards. I mean, just pull them off. So these, they seem to be gold on the edge, and then I don't think you can see this. I took a few apart, and I separate all this. This is copper back here, and copper back here, where this plug joins the board. So there's a lot. If you can get this off for yourself, it's probably worth it. If you're pressed for time, like I am, because I have so much stuff to process. Maybe not so much. Hi, Stephen. Hi, Josh. How are you? Hello, Stephen Daniels. Wow, 4.6, guys. You guys rock. What else can I possibly show you today that I have available? So, anyway, like I said, I think I'm just going to sell these. You know, I get what, 20 cents a pound, and it's 5 cents, you know, I get $1 a piece for them. I have 100 of them, so why not? Oh, so some other things I've been thinking about, and if I repeat myself, I'm sorry, I don't mean to. I've made the decision that I'm just going to get the copper off of here that I can. I'm going to throw these into copper aluminum heat sinks. They're 20 cents a pound. I'm going to get the goodies and leave the rest. Again, just, you know, I'm going to wind up with too much crap. So, you know what? Let me go grab one more of these just to see if we find any more goodies. I'll be back in a shimmy and a shake. Like I said, I don't take the fans out in the house because they're disgusting. And be right back. I just have to step outside and then step back inside. Grab yourself a cup of tea while you're waiting. It's almost 4 o'clock. It's tea time. I don't really have much on the bench today, really, just these 5. But I want to get the house clean. I want to clean my kitchen up and try to move the stuff down to the basement. Crank sensor? Oh, you're talking to Master One about his Jeep. Alright, I'm going to do one more of these guys. I said I would turn this one around for you. So I will do so. Which means I have to work backwards. That's going to be fun. I usually take the modules and the fans off in the car because they're so heavy, but it's actually sleeting outside right now. It's disgusting. And, excuse me for 1 second. Grab my tea here and then we'll dig into this fella here too. I really want to see if I can get any more modules out of it. These are the hard drives you usually get. Nothing great shakes. And, you know. But even these, you know, you take them out of this is steel. It's nothing great, and you can get the boards off if you so choose, or sell them to a certified recycler, who will make sure that the information is attended to. Master One, there's probably tons of stuff on either TikTok or YouTube. I just want to give you a close-up view of this. Again, MOSFETs, aluminum. I don't know if I think it's worth the time to take it apart. I think these boards, these low-grade boards, I think pay 20 cents a pound. Currently, shred went down 20 bucks too this week. 20 bucks a gross ton. Let me just see if I have the slip from this morning. From my scrapyard run. I had it, I just don't know if I have it here. You know what, I'll go back for that after. I'll see if I can locate it. Yeah, I mean, 80 cents a pound for the laptops was not great, but I didn't pay anything for them, so I don't really care. Have a good day, Master One. Good luck with your Jeep. Alright. You know, I think for me, I'll pull these pins off that I can get at, and then I'll just sell that as a power supply with no wires. It weighs 5 pounds. If I get 25 cents a pound, it's $1.25 each. You know, times the 60 or so I got. So I think I'm just going to do that. All right, let's see if I can maneuver this so you guys can see without dropping this off the table and onto my foot. I'm going to try moving the camera back a little bit. I'm almost done painting upstairs, so I'm almost done with my Zoom room. I've got a new computer. I'm going to order the GoPro and, you know, get that done. All right, that a little bit better? I think you guys can see that okay. So basically, this is actually, again, this is the front, because this is where it would mount onto the rack. They hang them up by their ears. That's what these are called, ears. Hello, Josh Tibbs. Welcome. So, let's see. Let's see if we can do this. I hope this doesn't fizzle out on me. I've got to go down. Home Depot's having a sale on these guys, by the way, and I think it might end Friday. You can buy 1 screwdriver and 2 batteries for $79.99. Yeah, it's worth it. Worth it just to get the battery. Especially if you're a scrapper and you just burn through them like I do. Real super easy to scrap unless you're trying to do it upside down. And then it gets a little challenging. Thank you, everybody, for the gifts. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the subscriptions. I'm hoping we hit 1,000 on Sunday. I'm going to try to do something special on Sunday. But I know I'm going to pick up a pallet of assorted silvers tomorrow. Nothing. Come on, I want some cards in here. I want some cards. Give me some cards. Nothing. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you don't. Nothing. Depends if the IT guy beat me to it and got them out already. Nothing. Boo! Hiss. Alright, I gotta turn this a little bit. I'm gonna go after the modules. I gotta turn it, guys. I can't, I'm good, but I can't go all that upside down stuff on it. Hello, Kahima. Alright. So, to get the board out, the motherboard, you lift this, and it'll slide out after you unscrew the screws. They're just standard thumb screws, nothing fancy. Sometimes these are really roached out disgusting. I prefer to work outside, but it's not nice out there today. Really not nice. Tell you, I could have done 2 more scrap runs today, but the traffic was already busy. A lot of people are getting away for spring break, you know. So they'll be on vacation all next week. The kids here in Stratford, Connecticut are out of school. And come on, baby, let's go. And give a little encouragement here. This will be the last one I do, guys. Just like I said, you know, some of the people who just joined, I thought I'd show them one too. For those of you who just joined, these are some of the materials we got out of these, and we are scrapping Cisco. Boy, look at that. Cisco 3600 Ethernet. Like I said, these are not too hard of a scrap. I do say we're going to get a module like this out of here. There's one down here. And again, I expect it's the same kind of motherboard. There you go, another scrap-tastic motherboard. Got 2 nice chunky pieces of RAM. Again, get the CMOS battery off. Get rid of the plastic. This will go high-grade telecom. That has a lot of gold in it. But there's chips here, chip. Lots of chips. Not a lot of garbage on it. And these are filled with gold, so they can go telecom high. So really super easy to scrap out, guys. You know, I'm selling some RAM just to keep funds moving, but I'm hoarding RAM and I'm hoarding gold pin chips right now. Thanks, Dave, for the like. I appreciate that. Just get these guys out. And again, it's just a matter of unscrewing a couple of screws and this should lift off the faceplate. This is some kind of a coppery tape. They said it was okay to put with my low-grade wire. There's a lot of it on these units, so we'll get that off as well. Alright, take the RAM. Be careful popping the chip. I don't want to mess up the board. It's all in the wrist. And then I'll just unscrew this and clean up the plastic, and that board will be ready to go. I have 5 of them. I should have, they're about 7 pounds each. I should have 35 pounds of high-grade telecom boards to clean up and send to board sort. Don't depopulate, guys. That's not nice. Especially when you have a buyer who's giving you a pretty good price. If you depopulate it, you're not going to get just the board downgraded. You're going to get your whole load downgraded, and you deserve it. Don't go stealing things off the board and then expecting top dollar. You know, that's a bit unethical. All right, let's see if we can get this module out of here. I am disappointed there were no cards in this, but that's okay. I mean, the motherboard alone was worth more than what I paid for the computer. I'll get the shred, I'll get the power supply. I'll probably make 10 bucks or so on this unit easily. Probably a little bit more. That's after shipping. That's the only problem I have with board sort is it's in Ohio, which is in the central United States, and I am on the East Coast. I don't have another yard in the area that I can go to, but I will say, thanks to you guys keeping me company, I don't really have that much right now, CBiggs86. I don't have much. I should have some, I think, next week, but it might be shielded RAM, which can be cleaned off, by the way. Guys, if you have shielded RAM, make sure you knock the aluminum off it and sell it clean. See if I can find some to show you here. I think it's all downstairs. Just to show you real quick, I have a whole bunch. This I will have in stock next week. I should have probably 30 pounds of it. This is shielded Goldfinger RAM. You definitely want to get this off. It's clean aluminum, but this is only paying $11 a pound. That's paying $32. So for 2 minutes of work, you're doubling your money. Tom on the iScrap app did a really good video on that yesterday, by the way. So, yeah, next week when I have those Sun Micro servers come in, plus that big load I'm picking up in New York tomorrow, he says that there's RAM and chips in there, so... Yeah. So again, a nice module. I don't know what's under here. I think there's a... I'm pretty sure this is a heat sink of some kind. And yeah, there's some kind of chip under there. Beautiful, that board. That's a high-grade telecom board. I will, of course, get the bracket off of it, get the metal off of it. Wow. So this can go with telecom because it is telecom. These pins are. This is full of gold. If they didn't have gold in them, it would go as something else. To sell as peripheral or to sell as high-grade telecom, is really, for me, this is what makes a difference. If it didn't have telecom ports, it wouldn't be a telecom board, right? Look at the gold. Tons of gold in here. So, and then there's a nice chip under this heatsink. These risers, these might be brass. On some of these older computers, your risers are brass. So there's quite a bit you can, I gotta clean it up a little bit. And, when I'm done, it'll be, a nice clean telecom board for me to sell the boards with. And I don't know where I've put the other one. It's around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. So, it'll clean up and it'll look like that. I gotta get that heat sink off if I can. I'm gonna try. I just don't want to chip the board. So, really some nice boards that my wonderful friends who I so enjoy hanging out with, thank you very much for spending time with me. I am going to sign off.
Unknown caller.
Because I'm out of things to scrap. I'm going to get myself some rest because I got a long drive tomorrow to get up to New York to pick up that pallet of servers. Hopefully I'll have those up to show you tomorrow. If not, I'll have them on the live on Sunday. If you don't see me tomorrow, it's just because I'm exhausted from that trip. I hate driving into New York, and tomorrow's going to be a witch. Just see if there's one more module in here. By the way, in the center here is a beautiful backplane board. Let me show you. And again, this is I'm trying to get this load shipped out before UPS closes, which is just at 6 o'clock. So these are the backplane boards. They're right in the center here. Look at that, and they're beautiful, beautiful boards. So that's what's in here. I've got probably 30 of these right now. I do sell e-scrap in bulk. It's something I'm working on. Thank you for what, Dave Donahue? Just for saying hello and thank you. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful time. Thank you. What, Pereira? Yeah, it'll, I'm gonna leave here at probably 6, maybe about 7 o'clock. I'll arrive to New York at 9. And he's gonna help me load up Big Red. And then Sunday I'll, try to get a head start on scrapping them out, because on Monday I'm picking up 50 Sun Oracles. 2 or 3 videos back you can see what those look like too. If you're interested in purchasing any of those, by the way, before I take them all apart, they do run Linux. If you have an old Linux system, boo, you can run those. I like old electronic things too. They're a lot more fun to scrap. The newer stuff is just plastic rubbish. It just burns. People pay all this money for gaming computers, and they just burn out because the plastic can't hold it. These older boards, these are very rich in copper, gold, aluminum, all of which conduct heat well. These plastic things don't. This is copyright 2008 on that backplane board. So, older the golder. I don't know who said it the other day, but it was funny. Alright, everybody. I'll try to put in the thoughts what time my live is going to be on Sunday. I think it'll be first thing in the morning as soon as I get my sorry you-know-what out of bed. I'm going to be tired after the trip. But I'm very excited to have a lot of new stuff to share with you and show you. Hopefully scrap some things we haven't scrapped together before. I just hope the weather is nice enough that I can get out there. Otherwise, I run the risk of not getting it because next weekend is a holiday. And, he's got the stuff out in his garage. So keep a good thought for me that I am able to pick up all those goodies. Can't wait to share them with you. Monday, we'll go pick up the Sun Oracle servers. And, yeah. And in between all this, I'm starting to do my repairs for my instrument service for fall pickup and for spring pickup. I'll be busy, but the more I get done, the better I can enjoy my summer. Alright, everybody, stay wonderful. Thanks so much for spending some of your time with me. I am grateful, I am humbled, and I need to figure out something fun to do for our 1,000 subscription, which I think we should hit on Sunday. I believe Scrap and Irish hit 10,000 this week. Very substantial and certainly well deserved. Alright, everybody, take care. God bless. Have a great weekend. Try and catch you on Sunday. Stay wonderful. Bye. Wonderful. Bye. This is always the hard part.